into the number 2 reason why the Democrats lost. Y'all, Democrats lost. The other reason why they lost is because the Democrats are a bunch of perverts. They're a bunch of perverts. Y'all are out here, Democrats, that is, with people in their administration that are whole, burly, hard-ankled men, but they walk around in wigs and dresses. Like, men in dresses. That's normal for them now, right? Like, most people do not care what you do in private. They like, you can have a whole suite of women's clothes and hair and makeup and just do it till your heart is content. We don't care. But overtly shoving this crap in our faces and then demanding that we conform to the psychosis and the delusion, you done messed up now for real. We were like, no. Whole administration, a bunch of freaks. And then on top of the fact, let's just be real. Americans, we're not completely adverse to drag. Now we should, but we're not. And the reason why we had RuPaul before any of this was really a thing. And didn't nobody say nothing about RuPaul. We were like, okay, that's just what he do. Like, okay, worked, It wasn't a big deal. But where they messed up is when they started coming for the kids. That's when this became a major problem. The Democrats, they came out and told us that we were bigots for being anti-pedo. Like, we were like, no, drag is one thing, but I'm not homophobic. I am not transphobic. I'm anti-pedophilia, right? And that's what I'm calling it, because the moment you start targeting and bringing the kids into your sexual perversion, that is the moment that you place yourself on the spectrum of pedophilia. And the vast majority of Americans, they are simply not down with that mess. They're like, no, that y'all done gone too far. See, there you go again, pushing the envelope when we don't want that mess. The fact is, I don't want my child to learn any of that, right? But if I voice my concern and I tell you, hey, I don't want that, I'm now considered an enemy of the state. I go to my school board and I'm like, listen, y'all got these freak nasty books in the library and I'm trying to figure out why they're in here. There's so many of us. We want our kids to have a Christian foundation and a biblical worldview, but you can't do that because they want to make a 7-year-old believe that their gender is fluid. Like, it's just, see, oh, look at this. It just move and chasse from side to side, depending on the way the wind blows. They want your 7-year-old to believe that. Puberty, like, when you think about the maturation of the average child, when they start going through puberty is not the time, right, where you used to be able to just blossom into adulthood through all your awkwardness and work it out and figure it out. It ain't that anymore. Now puberty is the time for us to affirm that a girl is really a boy, or a boy is really a girl, or that, girls, it's okay for them to like girls. They don't have to like a boy. It could be another girl, right? Like, they have been coming for our kids during a time when kids are naturally insecure about their body. Their bodies are changing. They don't know what the heck is going on. Hormones all out of whack. Stuff is popping now and growing. Hair popping up all over the place. Like, it's just weird. If you went through puberty, you'd be like, this is messed up. Didn't nobody tell me it was going to be like this. Just like menopause. They don't warn you. But no, these perverts, they want to exploit and take advantage of that and put your kids on hormones and then want to threaten you by telling you, oh, would you rather have a dead kid or an alive trans kid? I'm like, wait a minute, how's that the binary choice? How we get from dead kid to trans kid? Those are my only options? The Democrats are trying, they're not just trying to come and destroy your kids, they're trying to destroy men. They're trying to destroy men and how women Women aren't concerned about their sons unable to grow up to be men because of all of this effeminate influence of all this other crazy, psychotic, perverted stuff. So many moms, they see how this society is weakening men and how this society, it is designed and set up to destroy their sons. And they can see that Dems are training children to be this way. It's gaslighting of the worst kind, and people could see how all of this social engineering is looking and staring us right in the face. Why? Look at all the crap that's coming out of Disney and Nickelodeon, and you tell me that's not happening? And then look in the Black community. Why is it that so many of our men are outfitted in dresses all the daggone time? Why every time we turn on the TV, we gotta see our men prancing around like they're in a It's Raining Men music video? Our men, the Democrats, they're getting so much money from all of these sick and perverted weirdos that they're just pushing these agendas, giving no thought to how it's going to impact the broader society, and then they expect you to accept it. And then, y'all know I always got to bring it back home to the theological implications, but they make matters worse because Kamala, she got so-called churches out here affirming LGBT and abortion, right? The Church of Jesus Christ doesn't affirm that crap. But some reason, the ethnic expression of the Black church, which has never affirmed this foolishness, now all of a sudden you got Jamal Bryant out here and O.C. Allen and William Murphy and the rest of these apostate pimps. They come around and now all of a sudden, we blessing same-sex couples and they babies. That's what we're out here doing. They started affirming this mess once the DNC started paying them to say it. We literally started watching the Iron Triangle being played out in real time. Apostate preachers, apostate, sexually perverse politicians, and these whack civil rights workers all working in tandem together. Ask why so many of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus are also members of the Equality Caucus. Because they all on the same team, working to actively push perversion and perverted agendas, push it on your kids, and then they're surprised why they lost. This is why they lost. But here was the bright side that encouraged me and gave me so much hope. Y'all, we had some soldiers in the army of the Lord who stood firm. Oh yes, they stood firm despite the slings, despite the arrows, despite the visits from the IRS. Oh, they spoke up and they told the truth. You had men like Bishop Patrick Wooden and Alton Williams in Memphis. These are the men who perked up our ears to make Black folks realize that this crap was wrong. They stood on the truth of Scripture and they were like, you ain't gonna like it, but thus saith the Lord, this is wicked. We can't be part of this. Those men, those were your modern day Martin Luthers who stood up and said, y'all Negroes have gone too darn far, and they effectively nailed their own version of the 95 Thesis on the door of the church. It was like, enough is enough. Shut this mess down. We ain't going for this. No. The Democrats, along with their candidate Kamala, also perverted because they thought it would be a good idea. I don't know who in the campaign was like, yes, girl, you should do this. They thought it was a good idea for her to choose Meg the Stallion and Offset to address her supporters at a campaign rally. That's how she lost Georgia, y'all. I'm telling you, that was it. Meg the daggone Stallion. An oversized, sexually explicit and perverse female rapper. She thought that all Black people, we would just love that. And we'd be like, yes, queen, get it, sis. No. Democrats, they always dry snitch and tell you how they really feel about you with their actions, way more than their words. They don't have to say it. All they got to do is sell you whoredom and thuggery. Mud culture. She's selected in orangutan and menacing and unruly and thuggish culture. That's who Imhoff told her, this is what they like. This is who they are. Yes, go on, baby, do that. Just think Lizzo and Glorilla. Just taxing behind everywhere. Like y'all, she didn't know. She did not know us, nor did she care to know us. She gave a caricature of what she thought they could pass off to us, as if we were supposed to be like, yes, let's take our daughters to your rally. Even if I was a Democrat, I'm like, I can't take my daughters here. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, why didn't she just pull up to Magic City and just let the cameras go inside and then she take their stage? Because that wouldn't have been no much different than what she did with Meg Thee Stallion and Offset. Just go inside the strip club, Kamala. Let them hand you a mic and you make it do what it do. And the strippers already, they come with the establishment. That's another reason why they lost, because they nasty and they perverted. Just nasty and perverted. All of the perversion that Corey was talking about. Where did it go? Let me get back to that chat. Corey said the misogyny, racism, sexism, feminism, killing babies, gender identity politics, sexual perversion, all the alphabet pride. I don't know why they think that focusing on all of these subsets, all of these categories is going to help them win elections. Do they just think, America we down bad. We are pretty messed up. But as a country, these are not the things that we want to be known for. And you would think Democrats would have sense enough to be like, you know what, we got to do something different. But no, they can't. They can't. But that was reason number 2 why the Democrats lost, because they nasty and perverted. Just a bunch of perverts pushing this crap on us, and Americans got sick and tired of it. They like, listen, I may be a pervert at home, but this is too much. We don't need to be in the out with this. Do what you do at home. Everybody don't need to know, and don't bring the children into this. This is inappropriate. There used to be a point in time in this country where there were just these self-evident truths. Like stuff you didn't have to explain because everybody knew, like, oh, that's improper. Like, oh, no, don't do that. Nah, Democrats, they just bypass the self-evident truths and they're just like, no, we should do this. This is good. And yes, America will buy into it. We just keep telling them over and over again that it's good and eventually they'll come around. No, we were like, we ain't gonna be able to do it. We're not gonna be able to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Standard of Truth podcast. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to check out the Standard Home and Living lifestyle store at standardhomeandliving.com. We've got everything from book studies, journals, and even podcast merch, so you can take a piece of this conversation with you wherever you go. And of course, be sure to follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok for more updates, behind the scenes, and daily insights. You can also stay connected at thestandardofTruthpodcast.com, where you'll find all the latest news and events, including live events coming to a town near you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Until next time, keep standing firm in the truth. Grace and peace.